Did you know that one of the first animals ever raised by humans is the most dangerous bird in the world? Yeah, I was as surprised as you are. A ferocious bird known as a cassowary was the first pet that people had 18,000 years ago. Even though it's hard to say they had it as a pet, I'm going to stick to that. Now, let's talk about why this bird is probably the most dangerous bird in the world. Appearing colorful and tall, the flightless cassowary is native to New Guinea and northern Australia. According to the San Diego Zoo, behind the ostrich, the cassowary is the heaviest bird on the planet. Anyway, as glorious as it is, this magnificent creature is the most dangerous bird in the world. It has a very specific look, and you cannot mistake it for another bird. With its casque or a helmet and its dagger-like claw, well, it can slice open any predator or any other potential threat, and just with a single kick. That is why the results of the most recent study are so surprising. As early as 18,000 years ago, thousands of years before the domestication of the chicken, people in New Guinea may have reared cassowary chicks. It's been more than 42,000 years since the first people arrived in New Guinea, and those people probably met with the rainforest stalked by razor-footed, irritable, large cassowaries, and most likely, they wanted to find a way to put them to better use. Susan Bulmer, an archaeologist from New Zealand, during excavations of rock shelter sites in the island's eastern highlands, collected artifacts and bird remains that ended up at the Art Gallery and National Museum of Papua New Guinea. Among those remains, they also found a lot of fragments of cassowary eggshells. Using statistical modeling, Dr. Douglas scanned the shells and compared them to modern ostrich eggs. On some of the eggs, she discovered burn patterns, which means that they'd been cooked, but most of them came from almost fully developed eggs. Quote, "There's a great possibility that people were hatching those eggs and rearing cassowary chicks," said Dr. Douglas, even though there is a possibility that people might have been eating the embryos. The most interesting is the fact that the people on this island still raise cassowary chicks from eggs taken out of wild nests. While raising hatchlings and collecting eggs is an early step in domestication, I don't believe that cassowaries were ever fully bred in the manner of chickens, especially not 18,000 years ago. The archaeologist from Hunter College in New York, Megan Hicks, thinks that, quote, "these findings might radically alter the known timelines and geographies of domestication that tend to be the most widely understood and taught." Anyway, this study teaches us one more thing. Cassowary nests are often quite difficult to find. So in order to fetch cassowary eggs at a consistent level of development, the ancient New Guineans had to know specifically where and when cassowaries were nesting, whether to eat the eggs or hatch them. People who are in foraging communities have hit that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already. Nah, really. People who are in foraging communities have a lot of knowledge of the environment. This whole study is showing that the most fragile and the smallest remainders of the past can give us evidence of important cultural practices. But you know what? It's not like you can find this bird on the street, so we can stick to the fact that it's a huge, colorful, magnificent creature, and we can enjoy watching pictures and videos of these birds. There are, however, some registered attacks of cassowaries on humans. Just 2 years ago, a 75-year-old man was attacked by one of these exotic birds. It all happened on his property in Florida, USA. His injuries were so severe that doctors couldn't do anything to help him. Back in 1926, after running from a cassowary and falling to the ground, a person received an injury to the throat. The zookeeper named Luke James is just another person on their blacklist, and who knows how many else. Why am I so excited when talking about cassowaries? Geez, imagine that wildlife in Australia, with gators and dangerous snakes, and this thing's at the top of the list. Alright, enough about the cassowaries. I want to focus on another incredible bird, very similar to cassowaries. Yep, you're right, I'm talking about the largest birds in the world, the ostriches. And if you were like me, you probably wondered, are ostriches dangerous? I mean, they've got sweet faces, right? But so do lions. So yes, ostriches can be quite dangerous. They're not birds you can keep as pets. If you startle them or make them feel threatened, you better find a place to hide because you won't be able to run away. During the breeding season, Male ostriches are particularly mean and dangerous, and they are prone to attack people. With a weight of 2 adult humans and a height of up to 9 feet, they are stronger than almost every human being. But that is not all. These birds are widely known for their unpredictable nature, which makes them even more dangerous and difficult for humans to comprehend how in different situations they would react. The ostrich is the largest and one of the strongest of all living birds. Females usually weigh between 198 and 242 pounds, while male ostriches can weigh anywhere between 220 and 287 pounds. Ostriches, both male and female, with this intimidating size, are capable of outweighing the average human and can cause serious injuries upon attack. Did you know that ostriches are capable of running as fast as 50 kilometers per hour? That just confirms what I said before. If you see an angry ostrich, don't run, but find a place to hide or a tree to hump on. When they're frightened, they can reach speeds of over 70 kilometers per hour, which means that they're allowed to run on a highway. Nah, just kidding. Moving on with another huge bird. More or less, we're talking about the same bird, but with different behaviors. Most people can't differentiate between an emu and an ostrich. An emu is a flightless bird that's been around since the time of the dinosaurs. Same as the cassowary, this bird is native to Australia and New Guinea. With a size a bit smaller than the ostrich, 6 feet, emus can be dangerous. If they feel provoked or threatened, they can be dangerous, even though emus are usually docile and relatively peaceful birds. Researchers observed only a few aggressive behaviors during the study of domesticated emu behavior, and it wasn't surprising that they were smashing that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell. Got him twice. In all seriousness now, it wasn't surprising that they are most aggressive during the breeding period, especially females. These same emus previously had a calm and docile temperament. Compared to captivated ones, wild emus are much more dangerous. Their natural instinct to attack in order to defend themselves is much higher when they're cornered or feel threatened. By fluffing up their feathers over their neck areas, emus would display aggressive behaviors by standing very tall, which makes them look bigger. Right after their cousin bird ostrich and cassowary, emus are the 3rd largest birds on the planet. They have one of the strongest legs in the animal kingdom, and they can be quite dangerous to humans. Luckily, there are not many registered cases of emus attacking humans, and that is a good thing, considering that with their sharp claws, they can cause significant injuries to any living being. In conclusion, all of these birds are calm and docile birds by nature, only if you treat them properly. But they will defend themselves if they feel endangered, and they can be quite dangerous. At the end of the day, the most dangerous creature in this world is man. So the best we can do is to keep these magnificent birds safe, leave them peacefully to live their lives in the wild, and admire them whenever we meet them. But don't forget that we should respect them, not provoke them, and keep our distance. And what do you think? What is the most dangerous bird in the world? Do you think that Cassowary's title is legit? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.